1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2 people here this week again on the Fake Racers podcast.
Wow, that was smooth.
That was smooth.
Joe Tawinski has not missed a beat. This is coming back.
Refreshed, refueled, recharged.
Attaboy.
Maybe. We'll see. Hey, it's Fake Racers podcast. Before we get into pleasantries and all that, big thank you to Davey for all the hard work he did the last 2 weeks, pulling the double shift, doing my job and his job. So, big thanks.
I didn't do nearly
Davey.
as many things as Joe does, though. I took the easy way out. Let's be very clear. He's the reason you're probably seeing our beautiful faces, so.
And our hats.
And our hats. We both got good hats.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Mine
of
was
both
better
hats.
this weekend than yours, though.
Yeah, this weekend was. There was a lot that happened this weekend. Iowa, to the surprise of not us at least, put on a banger.
Yeah. I was there, too.
Joe Tawinski was there.
was there.
Lucky enough to watch it.
I was. I had some pretty primo seats, too.
I saw that.
It was nice. I was like row 1 in the upper section, so there's like no one in front of you, right? Which is awesome. So you can like stay sitting the whole time. You can. So that's how when I'm row 1, I usually sit because I don't want to make the people behind me stand. You know.
Even though everyone stands up for restarts anyway.
Yeah, you know. Hey, listen. I sat on my $3 Hy-Vee seat cushion that I got the Hy-Vee in Iowa City because they had a whole. Because you remember when Hy-Vee started sponsoring Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan? They like had the little sections at all the Hy-Vee stores with like the diecast cars and the just all the all that stuff was on major clearance, and that whole shelf was packed with stuff. It was great. I'm talking 2 for $3 1/64 scale diecast. I'm talking $20 1/18 scale diecast.
Did you buy any?
What do you think?
Okay, I figured, but had to get it on record for the people at home. Joe Tawinski did not pass up those opportunities.
No. I only got one. I only got one of the 1/18ths. I wanted to get all three.
Yeah, huge.
I wanted to get all three.
What'd you get?
I got the red and white one, so like the primary, let's call it.
Yeah.
And then I got they had like a little 3-car set of the 1/64s, so I got that. I got 2 seat cushions because me and my buddy, I was like, we're gonna get these. They're $3. They're gonna be like $25 at the track,
Yep.
Hey, big money saver there. I got some can koozies for $1. Got one of each color.
Love a good koozie.
I'm collecting can koozies now. Diecast cars are too expensive, so I'm going to collect can koozies.
Can koozies are a good thing to collect. I love getting free ones outside the track. Those are my favorite ones.
The other thing I'm collecting is shot glasses, but that's for like sports teams of places that I visit.
Right.
So like I got an Iowa Hawkeyes one, and I got an Iowa Speedway one too. So,
Cool. That's awesome.
Little stuff.
I'm down for that.
What else did I get at Hy-Vee? I got a magnet. I got some plates. Some like paper plates.
You got paper plates?
Yeah, because, okay, real quick, anyone out there, you know what the ultimate tailgating hack at a NASCAR race, especially when you're younger and maybe you don't have like a big tailgate setup that you take, or you don't have a pickup truck to put a bunch of crap in the back of, $5 disposable charcoal grills. It's perfect.
That seems... Are those wasteful? Disposable charcoal grill?
So it's just all it is, it's like a little... It's got a packet of like the little briquettes, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much just a tinfoil pan with some holes in the side of it for air, and it's got like a metal grate over the top. Is it wasteful?
You'll be here... If it is wasteful, you'll be hearing a very strongly worded message from my girlfriend, who's going to be very upset with you.
Who or what?
Who's going to be very upset with you for this hack.
Well, we were the only one that did it, so
yeah.
Okay. We did burn a hole in the grass, though.
Okay. Well, let's just move on forward. I see now I'm implicated. Is the problem?
Why are you implicated?
Because you said it, and I'm over here like.
Wait, so you're saying I shouldn't bring a disposable charcoal grill with me to Indy? Would that be a mistake?
We'll see. It
I'm not
depends on
going to do that.
If the reaction is good, maybe it'll be funny.
We're not going to do that. If the reaction's good.
We'll see.
Indy and Iowa, very different. Very different.
Right.
We can talk.
Okay.
Iowa is small, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how small it would be.
Yeah.
So.
It's short track.
Well, yeah, but like just
miles.
like the footprint, like outside the track.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
like the midway was really condensed.
Yeah. I mean, Indy's not going to like shock me or anything.
No, it's not. No. But like, it worked because what we did is we like got there, parked, went to the midway for a little bit, and then went back to the car. Indy, your video keeps freezing, by the way. Just a heads up.
What?
Yeah. Maybe we won't have video this week. Who knows?
Maybe we won't. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have a driver I need to update. I don't know.
It could be on my end too.
No.
But yeah, hey, it was fun. Experience was good. Everything was good. I got told that I did like a really fast lap on the simulator at the NASCAR experience, like fastest one of the day. Now it was only like 11:30, so
Yeah, I did that at Charlotte, and it's really funny because you can tell all the people there are actually like geeks because they like don't know how to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like I did a good lap, and he was like, "Oh yeah, good job." Wait, like really good job. Whoa, like good job. And then I guess someone else had left their water, and he was like, "Yo, is this your water?" And I didn't hear that. I just heard water, and I was like, "No, I'm good." It was pretty funny. But yeah. The midway game has been stepped up. I really like going to all the midway stuff.
Yeah. No,
I say this every time. I love going to the Toyota section. The Toyota.
I've never experienced the Toyota section because they weren't at Iowa.
Did you not go to? Oh. Dude.
Yeah.
You got to get somewhere that.
And they weren't at
like
Indy when I
matters.
went 3 years ago. So.
Oh my god, dude! I think you're just slacking.
I think I just need to go to a track that has a Toyota section.
I hear Daytona's pretty nice.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty nice.
Or Charlotte.
I think I almost have enough points to get another pair of free tickets, though. Actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost at 5,000, so.
I'm doing pretty good on my points, too. I haven't checked in a minute, but.
Remember, folks, NASCAR
This is
fan
the
rewards.
longest cold open. Can we
But
do
that's
this
because
show?
I had stories.
That's true. You do have stories.
I'll have more throughout because there was there was one really funny thing that happened during the race.
We do have a Road to Pro and a bottom split moment as well that can be attributed to some stories.
Oh.
I'm just saying for you, like.
Yeah. It won't be. Okay.
Why did you not? Well, okay.
What? Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
I was alley-ooping for like later in the show. Like,
oh yeah, later in the show.
Those are perfect.
Joe's travel stories because he was gone the last 2 weeks. Alley-oop and score. Okay. And one. All right.
Where's Matt?
Where is Matt? This is where we need Matt. The flow. We were talking before the show. The flow last week was impeccable. The back and forth, the banter. Now we're back to, let's call it classic Fake Racers podcast.
See, here's the thing, right? There's two versions of me, and there's one version of either of you guys. And my version with Matt is like very much like we're very like job oriented. We talk about stuff. We realize we're done talking about the thing. We move right on. Me and Joe, we
vamp.
We just yap. We're just yappers together.
Yappers.
And Joe starts yapping. I start enabling the yapping, even though I don't want to, and I just can't help it.
What a good friend. What a good friend.
I just can't help. Let that man yap.
Let's get right to it then. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all those things. Ryan Blaney got a big win at Iowa because defending Cup Series champion going almost into July without a win is odd in this day and age, right? Now, obviously, we've talked ad nauseum about Ford's struggles this year, but it seems like at least the 12 is turning the corner.
I mean, Brad Keselowski won a race.
Well, I know. Like, the 6 and the 7... We've talked about the 6 and the 17 have been like the shining lights for Ford.
Right.
But now the 12 won. Obviously, the 2 had a win 2 weeks ago somehow. Josh Berry looked really, really good. I think what was probably a disappointment with the way the race finished for him and the team, especially because they were leading there before one of those late cautions. Stuart Haas has just looked better the last few weeks. I wonder how long that lasts.
Yeah.
As sounds like they continue to lose people. But yeah, Blaney gets a big win, right? I think. What does that say about the 12 team moving forward?
I mean, I think that. Well, first of all, it was definitely a weight off of Blaney's back. You could kind of see that in his interview. I felt like, and maybe it's in my opinion, it's going to be kind of like the no pressure, like anymore. Like they're going to be able to kind of freely run the rest of the season without the weight of a race win kind of hanging over them. I'm not going to say they're going to rip off a bunch of wins here, but I feel like the 12 car is going to be strong. I mean, Penske kind of feels like it's on a roll now because, yeah, Austin Cindric was kind of accidentally there and accidentally won that race, but he was fast all day and he was in position to win.
Yeah.
And so the signs are all there. Even Joey Logano, he's literally coming off of an all-star race win, you know? And maybe he hasn't had the pace that Ryan Blaney has had, but that still says something. Yeah, it's just good signs for the Penske organization. And like you were kind of saying too, I didn't want to let this go without saying, but Ford kind of seems like they're getting back on track as we go. Because even Rick Ware Racing had a top 10 with Justin Haley.
Yeah.
Or top 15, top 10?
Top 15.
I think it was top 10.
I think it ended up being top 15.
Yes, 13th. You're right.
But okay, watching that race there in person, watching Justin Haley he carved through the field at the start of that race.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if the broadcast covered that, but he was driving through the field, and I was like, oh man, this could be kind of crazy because for most of the day he was the best RFK car. Like I know, it's a Rick Ware car, but that 51 is more in tune. Is more of an RFK car to RFK than the 21 is a Penske car to Penske.
I agree with that. I think I agree with that.
That's called planting a seed for later, folks. But
that's a good one.
Tires, right? Friday's practice, a lot of folks were worried about tires. The 54 that had an issue, they didn't have to go to a backup car because Gibbs was able to keep it off the wall, but the 2 and the 20 both had major blowouts. And then also Ross Chastain had the tire dolly come out. I was watching that with my buddy who's not a NASCAR fan, not like he'll watch but not in depth, and having to explain to him that I didn't know what that was, and like telling him that this is the funniest thing because everyone already hates the one team and hates Ross Chastain, right? Like everyone just hates Ross Chastain. We've talked about it, but now they're just using up the practice time. Because at the time, NASCAR didn't stop the clock for practice, right? And then they added time back. But I don't know. But tires were the big story going into the race. They didn't end up being as big of a story coming out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of alluded to this on the Fake Racers Twitter account. Like, did we all forget what happened in North Wilkesboro? Like, practice during the day, tires were going, race was in the daytime, but it was later in the day, and we kind of didn't really see it as much. Track was probably a little bit cooler, and also like conditions changed. The new pavement especially seemed very temperamental to the weather. I don't know if you were able to watch qualifying, but cars were slipping and sliding all over the place. And while the new pavement wasn't exactly easy to handle during the race, they were a lot more well-adjusted come race time than they were in qualifying. And it was noticeable.
Yeah. No, I agree. One major incident with the guy that probably should have won this race, going away with it, Kyle Larson. Because that 5 car was bad fast, and it looked like he was the only guy that didn't have to conserve anything, let's say, throughout that race. But big crash off of turn number 4 right in front of me. And this is this is my story. So before that restart, I said to my friend, with Kyle Larson fans all around us, I said, this race will get really fun if someone wrecks the 5 car. And not even 5 seconds later, the 5 car was wrecked. And I just want to let everyone know you're welcome. Joey
Yep.
Stefano, fan of the show. If you're out there, you're welcome.
Damn.
Also, sorry, but you're welcome. So,
Eesh.
but
that
that
was,
Larson incident was weird, though, right?
Yeah, they were
I
like
heard a lot.
4 wide
there-
for a second.
There was a
and
lot
then-
of people. I don't understand. So again, I'm not checking like Twitter or whatever during. You know what I mean? I was listening to the teardown on the drive home today, and I guess there was a lot of talk about whose fault that wreck was.
There was, and
And-
I don't think anyone ever came to a decision. It was just a lot of yelling. Luckily enough, I'm in a group that was just kind of happy to see the dominant car get wrecked for the day. So we were just kind of
suck,
cheering.
man. We suck.
We're not great people, but it made the race infinitely more interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really want to get into a whose fault was it thing because it looked like everyone went like 4 wide on corner exit, and Daniel Suarez was there, and then Denny Hamlin, who had a horrible race up to that point, finally gets a lucky yellow, gets back on the lead lap, and then is immediately in the very next crash. That was pretty funny.
Can't script it better than that, folks.
Definitely can't. I don't know. That's really all I got to say about the incident. It just made the race pretty interesting, and it was a big deal because the fastest car wrecked out, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. If you don't think Kyle Larson had the fastest car in that race, I don't know what race you were watching. Like, they had he thought he had a tire going down, so they came back down pit road to replace it, and he started 33rd, and I think in 30 laps he was back inside the top 10.
Jesus
Something
Christ,
stupid
yeah.
like that. Like, just
Unstoppable.
whatever.
Relentless. Kyle Larson. It was a great race as well. In general, I was really a big. You didn't really even get to watch like the broadcast.
No, and okay. This happens again. I didn't watch the broadcast, so disclaimer. Woo woo woo. Disclaimer.
Oh boy.
Every freaking year, the first NBC race, everyone says, "Oh my gosh, what a breath of fresh air! This is so great. This is so good. This is so much better than Fox." And then by the end of the year, we're complaining about Rick Allen and Steve Letarte and Jeff Burton and NBC missing one random little thing that everyone should see. Like, stop it. Get some help. Everyone just loves to complain. That's human nature.
Is it okay if it's me and I'm like, oh, it's a breath of fresh air, and at the end of the season I'm not complaining about everything? Because that's how I usually feel. I'm like, this is fine.
No, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Phew.
Again, there's nothing wrong with preferring one over the other, but to complain about both, and then like in the middle of the season when the transition happens to be like, oh yeah, this one is so much better. See, guys, Fox, you should just do this. Fox, just be NBC. That'll make it great. Then we'll have great coverage all year. You'd still complain, okay? Just fast forward.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. Those people suck.
Yeah.
I also had an Xfinity race, which, in my opinion, was overshadowed by the Cup race this time. Sam Mayer wins.
Thank God. Okay.
There was some. Sam Mayer wins. Riley Herbst was.
What was
angry?
okay? Yeah, I don't understand. What was he mad about? I don't.
Dude, you
Did he get used up? Like,
I honestly, I didn't see anything. I saw some people like allege that it was something, and then they posted a clip, and the lap counter at the top said like 50 to go, and I was like, this cannot be. There's no way.
So, Sam Mayer, obviously, he's a little funny guy, right? He's got rivalries with a bunch of different guys coming up because he's another one of these younger guys that, you know, wasn't afraid to rough people up. Oh man, I'm gonna bump you out of the like, you know, he's that crop of drivers.
Yep.
I don't really know where Riley Herbst fits into the crop. We talked about this a few weeks ago, like the difference between what was it, Chris Buescher and Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
How like Tyler Reddick was like the first of this new crop, let's say, and Buescher was like the last of the previous.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like that. Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And we now we're starting to see the next generation after the Reddicks and the Bells and the Joneses and
Mm-hmm.
right. I don't know what Riley Herbst was mad about, and it just and then he wouldn't even say Sam Mayer's name, which was weird.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, the guy that won the race. I'm like,
I think he maybe thought it was gonna sound cooler than it did, or something. I don't know, like it was just really weird. I was not messing with it. Riley Herbst, you're back on my weird list, man. What was that?
I guess I
don't even like Sam Mayer.
Iowa isn't his favorite track, though, I guess.
No, definitely can't say Iowa for sure.
It's probably New Hampshire. But,
so they say.
Yeah, I don't know. The Xfinity race was good, though, right? Like, that race was good, too.
It was good.
They had tire issues for different reasons, from the sounds of it.
Yep.
With heat.
Poor AJ.
Yeah, oh my God. Both races. He was the first one to have a tire failure.
That bummed me out so bad.
What's wrong with Colleague? Do we actually know?
Oof.
Do we have any idea?
I don't know. I remember radio chatter from last week from him where he was just like, "Can I just be done?" And the crew chief was like, "Just 20 more to go, bud." And he was like, "No, I just mean like in general." I don't know, man. Something is up. I don't know what they're missing, because it seems like this lack of performance seemingly came from nowhere. You know,
Yeah.
They went from kind of being on top of the world, like they won cup races at the road courses, and that's not like anything, especially when you have AJ Allmendinger. Like it's not the biggest thing in the world, but they were winning cup races and running really good in Xfinity, and now here we are. Like what happened? And there's no one can really point to anything other than the drivers changing, which I think is more of it's more of an effect than the cause.
Yeah.
Just weird. Still can't figure it out. Feels a lot like SHR.
A lot like SHR. A lot. Just
Yeah.
I hope not, though. Like.
Yeah, same.
I hope.
I like
not.
Colleague.
Well, the playoff bubble for the Cup Series is contracting. Joey
It's
Logano.
happening.
Joey Logano and Kyle Busch are both outside looking in.
Yep.
I think Wallace is 6 to the good.
Correct.
Over Logano. Todd Gilliland is 20th in points. Shout out Todd. Shout out front row.
He's having a very good season.
Davey is frozen again, but that's okay.
Dang it. I'm still here.
He's still here. Oh.
It's okay.
Oh. Now I at least see his face. That's good.
Well, hey, listen.
It's not moving.
Check this out. We did 2 YouTube videos
without
face cam, so if this one's broken, they're just going to have to deal with it because we did pretty good without it, so.
But yeah, I'm starting to worry about. I mean, Kyle Busch, something's at play there at RCR.
Something's
right?
going on. They keep having problems.
Something's happening. I don't. It was weird. Again, I don't have radio, so to see him go to the garage, them try to fix it, and then him come out, not even run a whole lap, and come back in.
Yeah.
And be like, "Yeah, guys, it's broke. I don't know what to tell you." Like that's classic Kyle Busch, right?
Yeah.
That's like
not the Kyle Busch we wanted to see.
No.
It's the Kyle Busch that's funny, but sometimes we don't need it to be funny.
No.
I'm starting to feel bad for him, man. He just can't catch a break. He's sitting 31 points out of the playoffs right now, and really, he's not been that bad.
Mm-mm. Well, and he'd be in if not for a couple random winners, right?
Yeah, true.
But that's how it goes every year, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, this bubble, especially going into the Olympic break, I think, then we set ourselves up, I think, with 4 or 5 races before the playoff.
Yeah,
like that's where we're going to kind of see where the battle lines are going to be drawn.
It's going to be heating up by then. I didn't realize that there were so few races left before the playoffs after the break.
Yeah, I think it's
going to be fun.
I think
they market that.
5. Yeah, because it'll be Richmond.
Oh, they got to market that, dude. That's awesome.
Michigan, Daytona, Darlington. There's one more, I'm pretty sure.
Let's go to the schedule.
Pretty sure there's one more. It might just be those 4.
Because it ends after the
Indy's
Olympic
the
break
last
is after.
Indy.
Yeah, so then it goes Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, Darlington.
Okay, so there's 4 races after the Olympic break.
Yep.
Before the playoffs start.
That's awesome.
At 4 very different tracks.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be very, very fun.
No Watkins Glen, because Watkins Glen is in the playoff for some reason.
Yeah, September 15th. It's going to be raining, dude.
And at Watkins Glen?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm down for it.
That's awesome.
I'm super down. Another one I'm worried about is, man, Bubba Wallace has got that 23 team.
Yeah.
They got to figure something out.
They do have to figure something out. Because, it doesn't...
Cars have speed. Driver has speed. The pit crew doesn't make mistakes every damn week, Yeah. What are we doing when the pit crew's not making mistakes that's not getting us up there at this point is what I'd be asking myself. It's tough.
Woof. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap that up, and let's go from the shop. Clank, 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 clank. Talked about it last week, but got the official details of it this week. Fox will be the official partner, television partner for IndyCar next year. All 19 or 17, I forget how many events. Will be,
every event
will be on Fox, on the mothership. All Indy NXT events, or Indy Next, or Next in whatever that series is called, will either be on FS1 or FS2. IndyCar is handling the production.
Yep.
Of both series, or just the Indy.
I think both series.
Okay. Which is good. Probably.
That is good.
It's probably a good.
Probably pretty good. I've actually heard rumors today that Adam Alexander is going to be on those broadcasts. Oh. I think Marshall Pruitt wrote that as well.
Okay.
That's what he thinks is going to happen. Which I actually saw some comments that were saying that they're not a fan of that, and I think that's off because I think Adam Alexander is going to be a miss in NASCAR. I think he gels really well with anybody. He's got a great voice.
He's taking over from Mike Joy when Mike Joy retires, right?
Yeah, probably.
So, I think it's more of a, hey, let's put you here because this is the most comparable thing we have to Xfinity. And because my assumption is obviously Lee Diffie's moving to the Cup Series booth in the fall after IndyCar's done, I assume, or close there too. My assumption is NASCAR has Rick Allen for CW. So Rick Allen will be all the Xfinity races next year because he's still doing the Xfinity for NBC, and then those last 7 races are all on CW this year.
Yeah.
So then that just leaves the TNT and Amazon booths or booth.
Right. That's a good
which will have Dale Jr. in it. But we don't know anything else.
Yeah.
So
just kind of guessing.
It's intriguing.
Larry Mack.
Yeah, right? But it's good for IndyCar because it's going to give the teams more exposure, easy exposure. Fox kind of makes up for losing the Coke 600 with this deal, right, with Indy 500. Obviously, the Indy 500 is a bigger race. I'm not trying to say, you know what I mean, but...
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
Makes up for kind of that.
But I understand why you had to say that because of IndyCar fans' little brother syndrome.
Yeah. Remember, Bill France made the World 600 because he was trying to compete and beat IndyCar, and guess what? He never did. That's why his race is at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably hot as heck still in Charlotte.
Yes, I can confirm.
But again, it's good for IndyCar. It's probably good for Fox.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see if it's good for the fans.
Ooh, that was a banger. Now I gotta clip this one apart just for that last line. Damn, Joe.
Damn.
MTJ.
Come
back with all the phrases.
Here's another one. MTJ's going MIA next year.
Damn! Oh my god. Joe goes to Japan and he comes back all smooth.
Ooh.
Next thing you know, he's gonna get a girlfriend.
Jesus Christ.
Not just, I didn't mean
That
to.
was an inside joke. That's crazy. Well, it's out there for everyone now. If you're watching, you've made it this far. Send Davey some hate for me.
I don't think that wasn't too.
It wasn't
that
too
was
far.
fine.
No, it's fine. But Truex announced at Iowa on Friday, after Jordan Bianchi spoiled it, that he would be retiring from full-time Cup Series competition. Denny Hamlin's already gone on the record and said that he would have a third car ready for Truex should he want to run some events. The assumption is that he's going to probably run some Cup races, some Xfinity races here and there, but he will get to fish more, which is what he likes to do.
Good for him. Go fish.
I heard a lot of people talk about how Truex just doesn't. This is gonna sound bad, but he doesn't work. He doesn't try. He doesn't do anything up and above drive the race car, and he's gotten away with that because he's good. So just imagine what he could be if he tried harder.
What a backhanded ass compliment.
That was not my words. Not my words.
We're the biggest haters.
That was not my words.
I don't like the guy, but wow.
Not my words. Not my words.
Oh man. At the end of the day, at least I'm kind of supposedly happy because he gets to do his own thing. You're just saying, imagine if he cared.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, this was kind of implied by a couple guys.
Right.
Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch.
You're right. That's true. They did kind of imply that.
So, just putting that out there. But Truex still has not beaten the can't drive wheel-to-wheel allegations. So, we'll see.
I mean, he can drive.
Just can't drive wheel-to-wheel.
Not to pass somebody, you know?
Yeah.
If I need someone to lay a hot lap down on an oval, Martin Truex is my guy. If I need somebody to run down and pass Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex is not my guy. But who could be my guy actually? As much as I like to give him some crap, I'll give him some credit. Some rumor mill stuff. This one's getting a lot of steam actually as of today. Chase Briscoe would be on that list of guys. He is looking like he's going to be the guy replacing Martin Truex in that 19 car next season.
Ford has invested so much time and effort into Chase Briscoe.
Is Ford known for their
commitment? No.
Commitment, maybe their intuition, their experience, their decision making
No.
at all with their development drivers?
No. We did a big symposium about all three systems when we started this show, and we talked about how Ford has three.
Probably our most timeless content we've ever made.
And they still only have one. And she's currently running 30th in the Xfinity Series. So,
yeah.
It ain't going hot.
No.
So, one thing is, that 19 team is ready to win a championship. Right?
Yep.
So you want to get a guy that's experienced. You maybe don't want to bring in a Corey Heim or a insert Toyota development driver here.
Mm-hmm.
So you tag, get Chase Briscoe. We might have some sponsorship coming with him.
Probably does.
To help kind of fill that Bass Pro Shop sized void. And
speak on that later.
Yeah. Maybe auto owners. Maybe they stay.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, obviously it's a step up for Chase Briscoe.
It's a step up for Chase Briscoe.
Do you think it fits there?
I don't know, man. Joe Gibbs Racing is such an enigma with how they treat their different drivers. Okay? Mm-hmm. Look at Daniel Suarez. Look at Eric Jones.
Yep.
Look at Christopher Bell. Look at Kyle Busch. Look at all these drivers. Denny Hamlin. Look at how they've all been treated. There's no consistent path with how they treat the drivers. Does that make sense?
It feels like anytime you sign with JGR, you're immediately on the hot seat.
Yeah.
You know? Even the more tenured, like Kyle Busch, for example, like he
was on the hot seat.
He was on the hot seat, and he was there for however many years and won however many races and championships, and like you're never safe there, and it's a risk. It's a risk signing with JGR. You're going to be in really good equipment, but you have to perform.
Mm-hmm. And have we seen Chase Briscoe consistently perform in SHR equipment? Consistently. I'm not even talking about being good. Just consistently perform.
I can't say that we have.
So, that's what my worry is.
Yeah. I see that.
He's won races. The talent's obviously there. The skill is there. But the consistency is still lacking.
Yeah.
Now, is that because of the team? Is that because of the driver? Is that XYZ factors?
I guess we'll see.
Exactly. So that would be my worry, is consistency.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
So, but he'll have a good crew chief as long as James Small stays there. He'll have a good team of engineers. I think Davey thinks Chase Briscoe is a better race car driver than Martin Truex Jr.
Better wheel to wheel. I know.
As
much as he makes boneheaded decisions, the fact that he is actually trying them is a good sign, in my opinion.
So, yeah. So then, this is going to set a new set of dominoes because Briscoe was already kind of tagged as the guy that was going to take over the 21 for Harrison Burton, because obviously Harrison is, all indication is that he will not be back in the 21 car next year. First one that you have on here is pretty interesting. I don't know if you want to run through it.
And we can kind of swing this around a little bit. Justin Haley apparently has multiple options for next season. One of them being with a potential 2311 third charter, which doesn't seem very likely, but it's what I've heard. And also another one being, with the Wood Brothers. Speaking on Chase Briscoe originally being linked with the Wood Brothers, not going there anymore. Justin Haley is apparently an option for them. I don't know why. I don't know why you would do that. I feel like the 21 car it's just a broken barometer for a driver's worth. I would never step foot in the 21 car if I were a driver right now, and yeah, I don't think you could pay me enough to get in the 21 car, especially a driver at Justin Haley's level who's kind of like, he's outperforming the equipment he's in right now, but as soon as you get put in the 21 car, you're compared to two things, right? You're compared to Ryan Blaney's singular win, and then you're compared to however the best Penske car is doing almost all the time. Both of those are completely unfair, because we look at Matt DiBenedetto, for example, right? He's an asshole. He's a dumbass. He's an idiot. He was good in that car. He was statistically the best Wood Brothers driver in the 21 car since like 1991, and people still look back on him as if he failed in the 21 car, when really the only thing he didn't do was win a race. And he was better than Blaney statistically in that car. And so every driver after that, Paul Menard was on a damn retirement tour. That doesn't count. Harrison Burton, who, like, by all counts isn't that bad of a driver, has underperformed in that car, and it's probably going to end his career. I don't see him getting with a quick Xfinity team after this. Maybe not even a fast truck team. Like, no one wants to touch him. He's the laughing stock, all because he's in the 21 car, which has won the championship the last 2 seasons. Oh wait, sort of, kind of, maybe, because it's kind of a Penske car, but it kind of isn't, but it doesn't perform as well as a Penske car, but no one has an answer for that, so it just is. It doesn't make a lot of sense, because it doesn't, and it sucks. And I'm kind of becoming a Justin Haley fan a little bit. Like, I just like seeing him do well in that Rick Ware equipment, and I think he's so much better than people give him credit for. And it would really suck to see him go to the 21 car, because he's not going to run as well as a Ryan Blaney or a Joey Logano. And if, Austin Cindric's a bit of a special case, but he's also locked into that seat. And so he's always going to be looked at with a microscope. Joe, you are dissociating hardcore. Sorry, I went on a rant. I get it, but just want to make sure you are still alive.
Nope. Yep, I'm here.
And as far as a third charter at 2311, that would be a good move. It just doesn't seem likely because that
I don't think it's a good move at all. I don't want to put my foot in a Toyota car if I know I can have security in a Ford. Whether it be the 51 or the 21. I feel like there's more security in a Ford than in a Toyota just because of the pipeline.
That's a good point. I do just kind of get a different feel from 2311 though, as far as driver loyalty from JGR.
Sure.
Not to say that they don't always have a say in it. Like I'm sure TRD can crack that whip if they need to, you know. Mm-hmm. But it is a slightly different feel. I honestly, in my opinion, he needs to just stay patient in the Rick Ware car, and maybe, hopefully, potentially, RFK can, you know, scrounge up some money for a third charter or something for him because he's doing very well.
So that's the thing. He right now, he's not really in an. I made the comment earlier. The 51 is more of an RFK car to RFK than the 21. It feels like is a Penske car to Penske in terms of. Right. It's pretty obvious the three Penske cars have way more resources than the 21. Whereas the 6 and the 17 have more resources than the 51, but that discrepancy maybe isn't there. Or maybe there's more information sharing, or maybe there's more, you know what I mean? Like there's...
Yeah, it seems you never really know what the deal is.
Yeah, that bond is tighter. The other thing is, FRM is a partner with Penske now as well. Mm-hmm. So there's information sharing there going on. You know, obviously the whole state of Ford's Cup program is in a lot of flux just because they're losing 4 cars.
Yep.
So I don't know. I went like you said. I don't know if the 21 in theory is a better option. But that's the problem. The theory still has not been proven correct.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, man, if I'm just going on a rant and you just need me to stop,
you're
stay
good.
Loose. Just
you're
stay
good.
lucid with me for a little bit. You can tell me to stop.
You're good.
You know?
No, you're good. That was good.
I was concerned.
I started thinking about work.
That's not a good thing.
That's not good. Cole Custer and Josh Berry are probable to the 2 FRM seats. Obviously, FRM announced a few weeks ago that they had purchased a third mystery charter. It's one of the SHR charters.
Yeah, I think they confirmed it last week, maybe.
Probably. Who cares?
I think so, yeah.
Anyways, we know where it's coming from.
It was only reported on this podcast.
Todd Gilliland obviously re-signed a multi-year deal. Good for Todd that he gets a multi-year deal.
Yep.
Because they don't do multi-year deals at FRM. Cole Custer being elevated back to the Cup Series. Do we like that?
I think he's earned it. He won a championship last season, and he's...
Points leader.
Points leader right now. Had to make sure I was going to say that right.
Yeah.
Can't claim that if it's not true.
I'm pretty sure he's
no,
leader.
I mean, he's earned it, and... I mean, same with Josh Berry. I mean, we kind of already knew that about Josh Berry, but same with Josh Berry, and it's looking probable that the entire 4 team as a whole, employees and everything's going to go to FRM, which is good. Good to hear.
Real quick, that should just show you how valuable a guy like Rodney Childress is.
Yep.
Because that's just leadership. That has nothing to do with engineering, being smart, being like that's just leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And then I would assume Custer is going to be get like McDowell's team, right?
Yeah.
That would be the
probably
assumption there. Noah Gragson sounds like he might be going to a third RCR car.
Bass Pro Shops.
With Bass Pro Shops, of course.
Yep, that's that one's another one that's gaining a little bit of steam in the last day or so.
So Matt's been talking a lot. He talked about it a lot last week.
Yeah.
The whole Austin Hill thing. Because we were all surprised Austin Hill didn't go to the Cup Series this past off season.
Yep.
Because the sounds of it was he had offers to go Cup racing, and he didn't take them, probably because they were with colleague.
Good call.
So, I guess, what does that mean for Austin Hill? Is he just waiting for Austin Dillon or Kyle Busch to leave then? Is that would seem to be the case, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He can't stay in Xfinity forever, and he was, quote unquote, ready for Cup last season.
Yeah.
What does he do?
Yeah, look at what good it did for Austin Cindric waiting an extra year.
Yeah. Are there any spots? No, not really.
Austin Dillon get retired.
He's just waiting on that Austin Dillon leadership role, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Like that's, or Kyle Busch leaving.
Yeah, but it doesn't look probable. I think he said he would like to. He would like to be at JGR again, but I do think he confirmed he'll be in the 8 car next year.
He confirmed that he can't even talk to other teams about that.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Oof. RCR locked his ass. He was desperate.
He wanted that money. He wanted that money.
Oh yeah. Jesus, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how sour that relationship's gotten. Seemingly.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's almost like everyone knew that this would happen eventually.
Yeah. Remember how weird it all felt?
You're like,
turns out,
Kyle Busch going to RCR? What?
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick in a third RCR car for a year? What?
And then it didn't.
You have Ryan Preece Xfinity. What's the rumor there?
It just looks like he's gonna get bumped down to Xfinity.
Rightfully so. What?
I'm not.
You can't disagree with that.
I don't know, man.
It's probably better for him to be in
It probably
Xfinity.
is. It probably is. He'll probably do a lot better in Xfinity.
Because just like we talked about the 21 car, the 41 car since Kurt Busch has left.
Poison Chalice.
Yeah. Almost ruined Daniel Suarez's career.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, remember, he was racing with Gaunt Brothers and got wrecked out of his qualifying race because he didn't know Ryan Blaney was pitting. And didn't make the 500 one year. Okay, remember that?
No, I remember. I do remember.
And then, he's going to race for Trackhouse? What's a Trackhouse?
Well, see, this is Ryan Preece's Trackhouse moment.
No, this is his Gaunt Brothers moment.
I thought his Gaunt Brothers moment was going to the 41 in the first place.
No, that was his 41 moment.
True. Shit. I can't have anything.
Nope.
Ugh.
But, I mean, where would he land, though? In Xfinity?
Well, they're trying to keep the SHR Xfinity team alive, like that group. So maybe there.
Oh, so Riley Herbst will stay there, too?
Probably. Do you think Riley Herbst is ready for Cup?
I mean, Rick Ware might.
Rick Ware might think his money's ready for Cup.
That's what I'm saying.
He might think that monster money's ready.
I mean, Riley in his Cup starts hasn't been terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, where has he raced other than the super speedways?
Most of these, I think he raced at Kansas.
Yeah, that's a good sign. You think he did?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he did.
What do you know about that race, then, since it wasn't terrible?
I don't know.
With Riley Herbst. Yeah, weird how that works.
Maybe it was his favorite track, okay? Emphasis on was.
Joe Twansky, do you have a bottom split moment of the week? Because
my bottom split moment of the week has to go out to.
Right.
You ready for this?
I'm waiting.
You ready for this?
Oh my god.
I don't have a bottom split moment of the week. This week was awesome. It's great. No bottom split moment. Probably the patch of grass that I burned with the disposable grill. That's probably my bottom split moment of the week.
There you go. Get your good points back.
Yep.
Oh, man. Hey, Davey, what's your bottom split moment of the week? Oh, thanks, Joe. My bottom split moment of the week was, God, I don't even know if I have one, to be honest with you. Well, listen, I had less time for a bottom split moment of the week because we did the show like Wednesday at 10 Eastern. You've had 2 weeks to gain a bottom split moment.
Yeah, but like I can't do a bottom split moment on my work trip because that's not fair. It's my work trip.
Oh my god, Jesus.
My bottom split moment on my work trip
Go ahead.
to Japan
Yeah.
was probably
so
every time I went to the convenience store and they would just be speaking to me in Japanese, right? And I would just nod. Just go along with it. I wouldn't understand a word of what they were saying.
Jesus.
But when they pointed to that credit card reader, I knew what to do with my credit card. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Bottom split moment of the week for me. Man, I just can't. I can't get clear. Just work, just life stuff, just work stuff, just busy. Just can't get clear time. Can't clear out my job board. It's just constant stuff. It's good. It's good to have work to do. It's a privilege, and it's nice to be able to make money and provide for myself and people and dogs and cats and stuff. But also, it'd be nice to just have a day where I don't make any money right now. I just want to go for a nice long walk. Joe, what's your road to pro moment?
My road to pro moment was the fact that I made it to and back from Japan without any major incidents.
What's a major incident? What would that have been?
I don't know, like getting stuck in Japan or getting stuck at customs in the U.S. Or
Major incidents seem like there's going to be like a news story written about you.
Well, maybe there would be. I don't know. Also, road to pro moment, NASCAR fan rewards, because those tickets were sick and they were free.
Hell yeah. My road to pro moment, we did the 6 hours at the Glen this past weekend, or for me it was 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. on Friday, and we actually had a pretty good race. We were running kind of up near the podium. Noah got in the car. He wasn't able to kind of have a lot of practice, and he had just gotten home from work, so I get it. He ended up putting it in the fence, but got it fixed up, took the car. Listen, give him some credit. And plus he didn't have a lot of practice. Took the car from like 20 something. I forget where he was. He was like in the 20s, and he took it up. We finished 13th, and that was good. And the other team we were with was Antonio Weaver and Austin Hakes, Austie. That team, they got spun around and then they backed into the wall. And they had 5 minutes into the race, they had 1 hour of required damage repair, and
in a 6-hour race.
Yes, they sat through all of it, and they got back on track. It was raining and the whole thing, and they trudged their way to like a 37th place finish.
Hey.
And it was the most chaotic endurance race I've ever seen anyone run. It was so funny.
That's a Weaver special. Okay,
it really was.
That is why he is employed by this company.
It was so good. Because like at one point Weaver was like mad. He like left, and meanwhile Antonio and Asti were just waiting for the car, and they were just sharing stints, and it was like an hour and a half or like 2 hours left, and they're like,
they'd have to
tagging Weaver.
Wait in the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sure they didn't have to, but they were just watching the race and watching our race and stuff, and they were just waiting for the car to repair itself.
What was the reaction when it was done?
They were just like, I think, well, because Asti was driving when that wrecked, and so he took the car back out again when it was repaired, and he said, "All right, where's the people that wrecked us?" Yeah, it was just a good time. At one point, they were having to like beg Weaver to get on because they were going to get disqualified, and Weaver was like, "We're last." They were like racing people. I could not imagine, like, if you haven't done one of these endurance races ever on iRacing, like in the first hour, so your last maybe like 10 to 15 people, they wreck out and they basically just quit because they usually can register for another one, and I think that's lame. If you do that, by the way, you're lame. But they'll like quit and register for another one if they get wrecked out, right? I cannot imagine how angry people must have been having to race with a car at hour 5 that is P41 out of 50. It's just nuts. It was so chaotic. I had such a good time. But that's my red part moment anyway.
Hey, iRacing's fun. Folks, you should do
It's
it.
very fun.
You should tune into the Track and Turf Truck Series this week on
Thursday? Captain Esports Network? Which one? What are we looking for?
that.
There we go.
The network. The network.
Captain Esports Network. If you keep track with us on socials at all, I tweet the links every week. So you should do that at Fake Racers, at track _ and _ turf on Twitter. Is there a way you can share posts on YouTube? I feel like there is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, then I'm going to do that too because I just YouTube changes so much stuff. I never know what's new and what's popping. You know
What's popping?
Brand new whip just okay. Sorry.
We're live over on JTN this week. Maverick Night from the Bristol Motor Speedway, Shetner Customs 200. That'll be fun.
You got like the 1,000-yard stare in the middle of that. It was really funny.
TMP from Texas World on Thursday. On Wednesday, with their Invitational IROC style series. So that'll be on Wednesday.
Good track.
And then Thursday, Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from Kentucky Speedway, the original Kentucky.
Ooh.
Not the reconfigured monstrosity
Fancy schmancy.
Kentucky. Because
Think they'll ever go back to Kentucky, Joe?
There was an article published in, I don't know what newspaper, but I'm assuming one in Kentucky, about how there's like a lot of people in the government there are not happy because they spent a lot of money to like improve the like highways around the racetrack. And then because of all the problems with the 2011 race, right?
I remember.
So they remember they widened out that freeway. They did all kinds of stuff to make it better. And then they just left. So there's a lot of people in Kentucky not happy that they just moved the race to Atlanta and have kept it there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be happy either if I spent millions and millions and millions of dollars and lost a event.
Yeah.
So,
like the only reason to go to Kentucky. Oh, they have that horse race there, but that's just rich people.
Yeah. Bourbon Trail. Go do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
Alcohol.
Louisville. Cal Lovell.
Yep. That's an attraction.
Sure is.
Track did.
I'm gonna ride that ride. Oh, man.
Folks, this was the Fake Racers Podcast. Make sure if you haven't already, leave a like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're Cal Lovell.
I'm not cutting that out either.
Make sure you leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Why would you go to Kentucky? That's the poll question this week.
I'll do that.
And yeah, we hope you enjoyed. Davey will you be doing anything on Twitch?
Probably not.
Okay.
I gotta figure it out, man. iRacing and OBS are not communicating well. Yeah.
What are you gonna
Tuffy.
do?
What are you gonna do?
And as I mentioned, we got broadcasts over on Joseph Network JTN this week. Go check them out. Enjoy them. I won't add the 3 words after enjoy them.
Make sure you interact with us. Make sure you give us some sort of, if you
help us
if
with
you don't
the
mind,
algorithm.
Drop a rate or a like or a comment or answer the poll. Like our tweets on Twitter. Like the video
Share
if you're on
things.
YouTube. Share things.
It's
Whatever
free.
you want to do. Whatever you can do. Whatever you're willing to do for us. We really, really appreciate it. We've been slacking on all the content, but the show's coming at you week by week, and we've been pretty good with that. And you guys have done a great job supporting us with, getting your views in, liking the video. We really appreciate it. Just keep it up, and we'll be eternally thankful.
Yeah. That was Fake Racers Podcast for this week. We hope to see you guys next week, or hope that you listen to us next week. And, we'll see you then on the Fake Racers Podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye.